Okay. Hello, everyone. Distinguished authorities of the Instituto Politécnico Nacional, representatives of Volkswagen Group, members of the International Design and Engineering Education Association, professors, mentors, students, and honored guests. Welcome to opening ceremony of the IDEEA Global Forum 2026 Mexico City edition, hosted by Instituto Politécnico Nacional. It's a great honor to welcome participants from different universities, institutions, and countries who have gathered here in Mexico, share knowledge, creativity, innovation, and international collaboration. This year's edition has a particularly special significance for our academic community, as the IDEEA Global Forum 2026 takes place within the commemorative framework of the 19th anniversary of the Instituto Politécnico Nacional. For 9 decades, the Instituto Politécnico Nacional has contributed to the education of a generation of professionals, scientific and technological development, and the social transformation of Mexico, guide for the historic mode, la técnica al servicio de la patria, technology at the service of the nation. Today, this international gathering reflects the values of collaboration, innovation, engineering education, sustainability, of global understanding, and characterizes the IDEEA community. We are honored to introduce the distinguished members of the Presidium joining us for opening ceremony. Please welcome Professor Manuel Lower, representing the International Design and Engineering Education Association, IDEEA, and Professor of University of Wuppertal. Professor Seung Lu, member of International Design and Engineering Association, IDEEA, and professor of Hongking University. Professor Pedro Horta, member of the International Design and Engineering Association, IDEEA, and professor of the Instituto Tecnológico de Estudios Superiores de Monterrey. Professor Boris Kahn, representative of Volkswagen Group. Engineering Francisco Escamilla, director of the Unidad Profesional Interdisciplinaria Ingeniería Campus Hidalgo at Instituto Politécnico Nacional. Mr. Marco Antonio Sorsini Muñoz, head of the Division of Management and Education Quality of Director and Higher Education of Instituto Politécnico Nacional. And Professor Macario Hernández Chávez, Professor and Researcher of the Instituto Politécnico Nacional, Chair of the IDEEA 2026 Mexico Organizing Committee and IDEEA Mentor. We sincerely thank our distinguished Presidium. Please, to formally begin our opening ceremony, it's my pleasure to invite to Professor Macario Hernández Chávez, Chair of the IDEEA 2026 Mexico Organizing Committee and IDEEA Mentor, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Professor Diego Favila. Well, good morning again. Welcome. It is a true honor to welcome you to the IDEEA Global Forum 2026, hosted this year by the Instituto Politécnico Nacional. We also celebrating the 11th anniversary of the Unidad Profesional Interdisciplinaria de Ingeniería Campus Hidalgo, known as UPI. For UPI and for the Instituto Politécnico Nacional, it is a source of great pride to welcome this international academic community and to contribute to a forum that brings together students, professors, universities, and industry representatives around a common purpose, using knowledge, design, and engineering to build a more sustainable future. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Manuel Lower, Seung Lu, Pedro Horta, and Baris, for the trust they have placed in our institution. I would also like to recognize the invaluable support of Engineering Francisco Escamilla Lopez, Director of UPI, who supported this initiative from the very beginning and provide the institutional backing required to bring it to fruition. My deepest appreciation also goes to the members of the organizing committee, especially Professor Diego Adrián Favila Bustos, Betsabe Ildefonso Ojeda, and Eduardo Ignacio Castellón Castillo, An international event, and this scope requires months of planning, coordination, communication, and careful attention to many details. Thank you for accepting this responsibility with professionalism, enthusiasm, generosity, and genuine spirit of collaboration. I would also like to express our sincere gratitude to engineer Luis Rojas and Shining 3D Metrology, as well to Enrique Lopez and Gestión de Stocks for their valuable support and making this event possible, and for their contribution to the 3D digitalization workshop. To those visiting Mexico for the first time, we offer you our warmest welcome. We hope that during your stay, you will become acquainted not only with our educational institutions and our scientific and technological capabilities, but also with our history, culture, traditions, and most importantly, the hospitality of our people. May IDEEA 2026 become a space for learning, creativity, cooperation, innovation, and understanding among cultures. On behalf of the Instituto Politécnico Nacional, UPI, and the organizing committee, I once again extend our warmest welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Macario Hernandez, for your welcome remarks and for sharing the significance of this international gathering. Your words remind us that IDEEA is much more than an academic event. It's a global community built through a collaboration, friendship, creativity, engineering, and the committing students, professors, mentors, institutions, and industry partners. We will now hear from one of the representatives of international design and engineering education. It's my honor to invite Professor Manuel Lower to deliver his message to the IDEEA Global Forum 2026 community.
So, do you need to do? Yeah, it will be working. So welcome everyone to this wonderful forum. We are just starting. As you've seen, we already had a short meeting this morning with some refreshment and snacks. And it's a great pleasure to see you all here and to be guest at IPN. We are very happy that we have the chance to be on this big campus, also to see the other campus on Thursday, if I'm correct, right? So we're going to a different campus of IPN. So this is going to be also very interesting. For now, I would like to just briefly have some words about the history, about why are we here today and what has been the journey up to this place. So please move on. Wonderful, thank you. So for most of you, it might be a little bit boring to go back to 1999 when most of you maybe not have been on this world as a human being. But these were the beginnings of what we see right now. So in 1999, there was like an initiative by General Motors and Siemens who brought together different academic institutions from the whole world and also industry collaboration to make students aware of what is needed for a good education which can be employed by industry then. So we had a very big number of schools, 65 engineering and design schools from 12 different countries. So it was a very big meeting compared, we are a little bit smaller at this time. But due to some reasons, which we definitely see also in some politics nowadays, General Motors decided to cut down the international collaboration and focus on the American market. So the backing from General Motors for the collaboration on the academic level was shut down to only the US operations. So we were pretty sad as the other institutions because it was always a very nice meeting. We made friendships. We were able to bring together students from different cultures, from different disciplines. working for several months on a big project. And with that, we cannot just let it go, because the benefit we saw for the students was amazing. So still today, I'm having contact with some of the students from back then, and it's a growing community. And even today, we have mentors in this room who also took part in one of the first IDEEA meetings as a student. So for some reason, it seems to make sense to keep on this kind of tradition. And we decided then to move a little bit away from the industry, because in that time it was pretty difficult to find a good sponsor who not only contribute with money, but also with tutoring and information for the students to make their career develop a little bit faster. So back then in 2019, we had the first meeting with the new association, the IDEEA, which you already know from several presentations during the complete semester. So I'm not going to make you more bored than you are already with me talking over here. So as you see, we have a nice tradition already. We started 2019 with the first IDEEA meeting in Monterrey, so also in Mexico. And then 2020, it was supposed to be in Wuppertal in Germany, but because of the coronavirus, we had to decide to do it online, unfortunately. So we were planning until the end that it will take place in Wuppertal, so everything has been set up, but traveling for different countries was not possible at that time. And 2021 was the coronavirus super year, where we decided at the beginning we're really not going to do any travel because there will be so many restrictions and maybe flights will be cut off, so it's going to be a disaster. So 21 was completely virtual. But then in 2022, we were back to Mexico, in Puebla, just 2-hour ride from here. And 2023, we went to Hamilton, to Canada. 24 was in Brasov, which was also a very nice meeting. And 25, the last one, has been in Korea. So you see, what we do is we try to move on every year in a different time zone. So it's Asia, Europe, or the Americas. So this year, as you can see, at IPN. Next year, maybe you will find out later. I'm not going to spoil too much, but we're very, very happy that all the different schools you see over here, not everyone is taking part in the program every year. This has different constraints in terms of travel funds, because we do not have a big backing from the big companies, but we do have, for several years now, a very good sponsor which helps us to make the events on site happening. And for several years, this has been Volkswagen so far, and we hope that they will continue with their support. Barish, right? And good news is that we have also different schools from different countries joining for the next project. We have colleagues from Finland over there. We have new colleagues from England and maybe some additional schools from Italy who will be part in the program starting next year as well. So it's a growing community, even though we do not have all students who took part during the complete half-year, semester, whatever you would like to call it. It is, in the end, it's maybe half of the students who took part in the project because of monetary issues with the traveling, but also because some of the schools already have graduated. Some of the schools graduate in April, so the students disappear and transform into the industry or maybe in master programs or whatever it is. So there is, let's say, it is really difficult, believe me, to find a good time slot to combine the different academic semesters. So this is the best we could do and figure it out, it works the best, knowing that not everyone can make it in July. So anyway, as you can see over here, in 2019 it was Monterrey. Ninja was there as a student back then, so now, like after years and years, she's doing some mentoring with the different groups. And as you can see, one of the most important things what you can do over here is not just the presentation tomorrow, I'm going to have some words about this later on, it is to work, to collaborate, and to spend time with your team members. So even if you go to a bar or even if you go to a museum with your team members, it's worth the time. Believe me. We have still strong memberships among the students. So if some of my students go to a different country, they definitely meet with former team colleagues and they are having a good time. So networking is one of the most important things you can do for your professional life. Even though you're the smartest person around, you cannot do everything by yourself. The complexity of nowadays products and processes is so extensive that you have to work and collaborate with other people. And it is turning more and more into an international task. So what you do over here, what you did in the last month, is, from my perspective, even though I know it is challenging because you don't get reply to your emails. Somebody is not showing up at the regular meetings. I know these are all problems, but believe me, they will also be there in your professional life. Right? And you have to find ways how to deal with this, and I think this is a very nice exercise to do so. So in 2020, 2022, we have been to Puebla, and you see 2023, it was Hamilton. And as you can tell, it's obviously, I made that joke earlier before, I guess, we only go to cities where they have big signs for the cities. So this is like a very good thing. You see Brasov, they even put it in some of the woods. And so they have different kinds of installations of that. And what you see over here is the collaboration. There are some of the exhibitions we see from the models. I hope every team brought their own model or are still working on it maybe. That is also a very nice project, a very nice thing to do. If you work on something physical, then you definitely find out what is not working and what you should done differently while working digitally. So this is a very nice thing. And the different photos I showed from the meetings, they all showed collaboration scenes. They all showed themes where students, mentors, they came together to do something reasonable, right? And reasonable is like an extensive term. So we want to have your experiences, your collaboration on that slide for the next year as well. So please make good use of the time you have here. The project is very important, but more important is that you have a good time with your new friends of the different schools. And if then the outcome is very nice, everyone will be happy. So for the task of this year, as you already know, because you have been working several months on it, we choose not only working on a vehicle, but we also took into account different other aspects such as grid and business models for this. So during the different design reviews and midterm presentation, we already saw quite a lot of what you have achieved during the time. And everyone in this room, and also those people who are watching online from different schools, but also from industry, they will be very curious to see what is the final outcome of your presentation. And to let you know, I set the delivery date for the final presentation to midnight this day. So until 59:59, you are able to upload the presentations. So today you can use the time to do the finishing touches on the presentations. I didn't want to set it to 6 a.m. tomorrow morning because I was afraid everyone will be working on the presentations until then, right? Which would be understandable, but I think you have better ideas to spend the time, okay? You can practice maybe if you want to. You can do on the physical models, whatever you want to do, or you can have a talk, a chat with your colleagues. I don't mind, but please upload the presentations to the Moodle system until 12 midnight, okay? I think also it is fair because when we had the first presentations, teams usually tend, after some feedback, to change maybe something to make it more suitable to the audience. And this way, it's the same for everyone, right? So if the presentation has been uploaded, it's fixed. Okay. So having said this, there's going to be a raffle about the sequence of the different teams. We haven't decided yet, and we will not do this in person. The computer will let us know which team will present first, second, third, and so on and so forth. So we're gonna let you know about the order and sequence of the presentation tomorrow morning when we meet. So please be prepared to maybe be the first team to present, right? But maybe, yeah, I know it's difficult, you know, if you don't know when you present, but let me tell, we're gonna let you know the complete order, right? But we do not want, as every team puts so much effort in the project over the different months, we want every team to please show up tomorrow morning and also to watch the other presentations. And since the presentation itself is also fixed, there is nothing else you need to do. So please be here tomorrow for the presentations and also give applause to the different other teams because they worked as hard as you did. Okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted to tell. It's the order of presentation is going to be set tomorrow, and it's only one small step. And after tomorrow, you're going to be relieved because then we have on Wednesday a very nice program, and the final dinner is going to be on Thursday. So you have some more time to spend in this wonderful city. Go to the Anthropological Museum if you find the time. It's very interesting. I know history is not something for students, it's boring, but there are also history students, right? So it cannot be boring for everyone. Believe me, it's really worth going there, but I don't want to tell you where to go because I'm not local. I think there are other people who know better about this. So thank you very much for listening. I don't want to talk any longer. I hope to see you all tomorrow for the presentations, and I wish you good luck. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Lower, for your words. So, as we approach the formal opening of the IDEEA Global Forum 2026, it is my honor to invite to Mr. Marco Antonio Sorsini Muñoz, Head of the Division of Management on Education Quality of the Directorate of Higher Education of the Instituto Politécnico Nacional, to deliver his message and to open the Global Forum.
Good morning. I can hear you. Maybe it's 7 o'clock of the morning. Good morning. Okay, usually like engineers. Distinguished authorities of the Instituto Politécnico Nacional, representatives of the participate institutions and organizations, members of the academic community, specialists, faculty members, researchers, behalf of the Master in Education, María Isabel Rojas Ruiz, Academic Secretary of the Instituto Politécnico Nacional, who extends her warmest greetings and recognition for the organization of the IDEEA Global Forum 2026. On behalf of the Academic Secretary, I would like to extend our warmest welcome to all those visiting from different regions of Europe, Asia, and the Americas. Your presence confirms the knowledge, education, and innovation know no borders. When they share commitment to work together to address the major challenge of our time. This forum represents much more than an academic gathering. It's a space in which engineering education demonstrates its capacity to connect scientific and technological knowledge with the real needs of society and productive sectors. The theme guiding this year's activities relate to the impact of original equipment manufacturers and engineer providers of the decarbonization of the vehicle's use phase. It's particularly relevant. The transformation of mobility requires comprehensive solutions that consider not only technological efficiency, but also the responsibility of the use of energy emissions reduction, the circular economy, and the development of sustainable models. This challenge cannot be addressed by a single discipline, institution, or country. They require the collaboration among universities, research centers, governments, companies, and communities. They also demand the education of professionals capable of working in multicultural teams, analyzing complex problems, making evidence-based decisions, and acting with ethical and environmental responsibility. At the Instituto Politécnico Nacional, we understand academic quality as the capacity to provide relevant, comprehensive education committed to collective well-being. For this reason, we welcome the fact that this forum places students at the center of an international experience involving learning, applied researching, and innovation. I would like to extend special recognition to the participating students. During these days, you will have the opportunity to exchange knowledge, compare perspectives, and develop proposals in response to technological challenge of global significance. Make the most of this experience by asking questions, experimenting, debating, and creatively building solutions. Remember that the true value of a proposal lies not only in the technical sophistication, but also its the ability to improve people's life, protect the environment, and contribute to sustainable development. To the professors, researchers, and specialists who will support and guide this activity, we express our gratitude for your willingness to share your knowledge and mentor new generations. Your participation strengthens the connection between education, research, and industry, making it possible to transform knowledge in concrete solutions. We also wish to express our appreciation to the IDEEA Consortium, Volkswagen Group, and Germany, and all participating institutions for the trust they have placed in this Instituto Politécnico Nacional. In particular, I congratulate the community of the Unidad Profesional Interdisciplinaria de Ingeniería Campus Hidalgo for hosting this international gathering and for demonstrating its academic, organizational, and collaborative capabilities, especially within framework of the commemoration of these 30 years of the institutional history. The IDEEA Global Forum 2026 is an opportunity to reaffirm the international academic cooperation, technological innovation, and environmental responsibility are essential elements in building the future of engineering and mobility. I hope these days you will work to lead the meaningful learning, new partnership, and innovate proposals, but above all, that they all strengthen an international community committed to developing sustainable solutions. Welcome and all to the Instituto Politécnico Nacional. And now, at the 11:12 hours on July 13, 2026, and on the behalf of the Academic Secretariat of the Instituto Politécnico Nacional, I hereby formally declare the IDEEA Global Forum 2026 officially open, and I wish to participants the greatest success in the endeavors. Congratulations, and may this forum be a great success.
Okay. On behalf of the Instituto Politécnico Nacional, the International Design and Engineering Education Association, Volkswagen Group, and the IDEEA 2026 Mexico Organizing Committee, we sincerely thank you for joining us to this opening ceremony. We wish all the students, professors, mentors, and guests a productive, inspiring, and memorable IDEEA Global Forum 2026. According to today's program, following this opening ceremony, participants are invited to attend to digitalization 3D workshop, which will be delivered by engineer Luis Rojas from Shining 3D Metrology, followed by the teamwork sessions scheduled for this afternoon. Thank you very much. Welcome to Mexico, welcome to the Instituto Politécnico Nacional, and welcome to the IDEEA Global Forum 2026. I wish every team great success. So, finally, to conclude this ceremony, and as is tradition within the Polytechnical community, we will proudly join together in our emblematic battle cry, the Gwelum. And this time, I invite everyone to please stand. Students, mentors, and members of the Polytechnic community with the strength and pride of belonging to Instituto Politécnico Nacional on the country tree. Okay, students, estudiantes del IPN, fuerte por favor, el vuelo. 1, 2, 3. ¡Vuelo! ¡Vuelo! Gloria, la cachi cachi porra, la cachi cachi porra. Pim pom porra, pim pom porra. Politécnico, Politécnico, Gloria. Okay. Thank you so much. I would like to take a photograph of official photograph, please. Members of the presidium, you can place this side. Students, please take the space in the front. Come on.
Un vuelo ahí.
Ping pong porra, Politécnico, Politécnico, Gloria.
Okay, thank you so much. In maybe 30 minutes, we will start the digitalization 3D workshop. Please, stay here. Thank you.
Ahorita se lo paso. Ahorita se lo paso. Dile que nos da chance, sí.
Se lo puedo pedir a Alerta, ¿no? Porque nosotros la puesto, ¿no?
No, bien, pero bueno, pues.
He's a former student from IPN, so he will be with me with this workshop. So the idea of this workshop is to give you a quick idea about 3D scanning, about applications, because I'm pretty sure that you, as future engineers, will be working with this technology. There are many applications, many fields, not only for mechanical engineering. If I'm not mistaken, many of you are from mechanical engineering, right? Okay. So, so the thing that I want to introduce is the company I'm here. So, as I said before, I'm an application engineer from Shiny 3D. No not sure if I can remove this. Okay, much better. So that company is a Chinese company that designs, develops, and manufactures 3D scanners. Obviously, we do more than that, but that's the main core business for that company. It's a Chinese company. It's located in Hangzhou. I know that from the people from South Korea, they are familiar with that region. But you know, it's one of the biggest companies in 3D scanning. So you will see that this technology is not only in engineering. You can see when you have like an appointment for the dentist, you will see this kind of small scanners. Some well, we call it intraoral scanners, but the technology is the same. So it doesn't matter if we need to scan small parts or medium size or even big size components, buildings like this, or pyramids. You know, there is a technology for any object you want to scan. So as I said before, the core technology is the same. We are talking about cameras, lens, pretty similar to the devices that you have on your mobile phones. It's the same. Obviously, there are two different materials, different metrology grade components that differentiate this technology to the mobile phones you have. But at the end of the day, let's say that it's almost the same. Okay, for this technology for 3D scanning, you will see that there are different technologies that we'll be showing you during this presentation. Obviously, there are more than this. These two technologies is, well, just, how can I say, it's like the most common technologies, lasers, and the other one is some kind of patterns or wide structural light that you will see, but there are more technologies just to scan whatever you can. So in Shining 3D, we differentiate different applications, not only for engineering, for medical applications. We have you know, different technologies as well, but today's presentation will focus on industrial applications. So I was expecting to have two different models for this presentation. Unfortunately, I just had the chance to bring one of these models, but we have another model from a different manufacturing, which is, you know, a different technology, a good technology as well. So I don't know what's happening. Nope. Okay. So the most important part of this presentation is not the technology, but the applications. You will see on the slides that there are different components or vehicles that we scan in the pants. You will see the purpose, the requirements on the applications. So just to give you an idea about what 3D scanning is doing in different fields or in different industries. For this, you will see that it's about simulation, about analysis, but on the upper side of that slide, you will see that blue image, which is you know, the 3D scans. The gray one is the CAD model. Many of you are familiar with CAD modeling, so and you know that there are different applications, simulations, analysis, assemblies. You know, there are different options to do with CAD models. This is more about tooling. You know, many of you will be ending up working for the engineering or for the automotive industry. Some of you in other industries, moldings, dies. So for this application, in many companies, they don't have CAD models. Just imagine, for these kind of industries, somebody just bring the tooling, moldings, dies, whatever the component you are thinking about, but they don't share with these users the CAD files. So that's a big issue. So what's the industry is trying to, the industry needs CAD files for different processes, for engineering change requests, when they need to make some adjustments, or when they need to get some spare parts. So the only way to get that information is by 3D scanning. Why? Because on the part, it doesn't matter the kind of part we are talking about. We have all the engineering. We have the material, we have dimensions, and we have even the shapes. Maybe one engineer made simulations, they do some stress analysis as well, but even all the fittings are on the part. So that's why that's why we say that all the engineering is on the part. So why not use 3D scanning? Are you familiar with this case? No? I know that, I'm a bit old, but when I used to be a student, I remember that case. Somebody jumped from the stratosphere just to break one world record. Obviously, there is more information about that, but just to give you an idea, it's difficult to try to get that CAD files for simulation purposes. So what they did is just to scan the astronaut with different positions for simulation purposes. On the right side, you can see the mission profile, but you will see from the pictures that they will be doing many simulations for different stages of that mission. One more, it's not about mechanical, this is more about mining. Let's say that it's quite the same, but sometimes when engineers need to, when they are moving some components, some structures, they need to define what they have, and at some point they need to design some other facilities. So this is just a quick example, but for this kind of industry, there is a lot of weird. There is a lot of this kind of we are tired, so they need to. Well, it's not about only 3D scanning, but they don't want to buy new components or new systems every time. So that's it's for this kind of industry, mining, they do a lot of 3D scanning, not only for companies, they are scanning land as well for different volume calculations, different simulations. They do 3D scanning in different applications. We are talking about cars, so why not an application for the automotive industry? This is more about simulation, more about companies. If you are familiar with this kind of industry, they run different calculations, but they need to test the cars in different conditions, in the real environment, in running some CFD calculation as well, run some FEA calculations for the structural analysis. So there are many options to do with 3D scanning, and this is more about it's more about ergonomics. You will see, if you end up working for the automotive industry, that for any car that you see outside, every OEM, any companies like Nissan, Toyota, they are scanning every part from the other opponent. I mean, if you have like, if you are like Nissan and you want to discover what Toyota did for that car or for that system, they are disassembling the card just to scan and to figure out what they did. So that's very common to do in the automotive industry. This is, one application for quality control, for inspection, for any component in production line, for molding, tooling. They are scanning to inspect. So you will see many color maps in this kind of applications. And it's a bit different, the kind of color maps that we have in this application compared to the CFD or the simulation that you have done in the past in other softwares. So that's a bit boring, but I will begin with this workshop with some key concepts that we'll be using. So first of all, what's 3D scanning? It's, sometimes we are referring to 3D scanning when we are digitalizing something. That's, a good approach. But sometimes it's more than that. It's, 3D scanning is creating different, or it's gathering all the information from the exterior side of the part. And, it's just, I forgot, sorry. It's just a 3D representation of the physical part. I can say that it's a good definition, but you will see that in between the process there is a 3D scanner. So why do engineers use 3D scanning? As I said before, there are different applications, not only reverse engineering, simulations, quality controlled, product development. There are many of these applications. And, for any industry, I can say that you can use this technology to solve different problems or issues. So about 3D scannings, obviously we need to talk about 3D scanners, different ways of gathering the physical object, but I will do that in an easy way. There are scanners that are capturing just images, like the scanners that we have on my, show me that scanner up there, please. So that scanner is just capturing images, and you will see that the quality is very good. And on my right side, we have another scanner that is tracking, the position, and it's tracking as well some images. So there are different ways to capture the physical object. On that slide, you will see that sometimes we are using laser lines with different technology, red or blue. We can use some blue structured light or white structured light. And sometimes we are just taking pictures to capture the data. So there are many ways to scan parts. But once we are scanning the parts, we need to talk about different key concepts. Have you ever heard that word, mesh? It's the same thing that you are using to run these kind of simulations. But in this case, that file it's generated by the scanner. So obviously, we need to talk about edges, vertices, and many other boring stuff. But the most important part here is that that 3D object is created by triangles, polygons, but triangles mainly. Okay, so if we continue with this presentation, we need to discover more key concepts like mesh resolution, which is kind of the same like the definition that you have with your mobile phones. I know that you have, the last models of the mobile phones with the high definition pictures, but in 3D scanning is almost the same. If we are capturing data with a lot of density, it means a lot of triangles. We are gathering more details. We have the data. It's sometimes it's bigger, and for the scanner, it's time consuming to process that data. So keep in mind that that information. And another key concept, or some key concept that you need to know, is more about accuracy and precision. Sometimes it sounds the same, but it's not. Precision is like the consistency of the data. We can say that in other words about repeatability, or if that scanner is taking bad measurements, it's always taking bad measurements. Obviously, that's not the idea. But that's another way of thinking about precision, consistency. And about accuracy is about one-to-one dimensions. It means if the dimension of the scanner is the real dimension of the physical part. I think we have 2 more slides. This is more about texture. Textures in 3D scanning is about colors. You will see that for this industry, textured or colored doesn't matter because we don't need that information. But there are other industries that require textures, like heritage conservations, or the kind of parts that you see in a museum. Maybe is not a real part. It's a replica. It's a part that was scanned in the past, and for this kind of application, they need texture. And I think that's the last. It's more about noise. You will see when we'll be scanning that for some 3D scans, you will see some noise or some good quality surface. The idea to avoid this noise is when we are scanning in a good scanning distance, always will be scanning good quality and good information. And we have noise, it means that the quality of the information is not good, and the results or the measurements or the information is bad as well. Well, it's more about the output file. You will see that the output file from the 3D scanners is STL files. It's more about triangles. It means something for different industries. For 3D printing, it's about stereolithography. For us, it's more about standard tessellation language, but for me, it's like triangles. It's the easy way to remember an STL file. And this is the last, I promise. It's about applications. As I said before, there are many applications about simulations, about reverse engineering, quality control, heritage conservations. And I'm pretty sure many of you will be using 3D scanners for simulation. So keep in mind that it's a good technology. So
I just want to add something really quick. It's like kind of a fun fact. Maybe some of you like soccer. And well, for the World Wide Cup, all the soccer players were actually 3D scanned. So in order to simulate the offline situations, we know like when the attacker is like ahead of the defender, to simulate that situation offline, And with all the cameras in the stadium, they can make like that. Well, working with the 3D model of that soccer player, they could get, or they could decide if he was or was not in an offside situation. We just want to add that fun application. Thank you.
Yeah, there are many applications. Video games as well. There are people that are scanning cards just to use that information for video games. Obviously, they use a different methodology for that, but you know, there are many applications. So let's go straight to the point. I think the most important part for this workshop is the hands-on sessions. So I'll invite you to come just to see how the technology is working. We'll be scanning some parts. If you can bring your concepts, you know, the models that you did for this event, or if somebody wants to be scanned, we can do that. So, bueno, questions? And questions? No. You want to be scanned? Come on. ¿Quieres escanear con eso? Con eso?
So what does it use? Like, is it by laser or is it by sound? How does it actually scan?
Well, these two scanners are working with two different technologies. Let's say that we are using three technologies. One is infrared, the one that you can use in your mobile phones, and that's the one that I'll be using to scan you. We have laser technology in this scanner, so we can some kind of the same, but it's not, because you know, we are using laser all the time. Okay. ¿Cómo puedo poner eso aquí? No sé si pueden ayudarnos para proyectar esa computadora. So this scanner is an all-in-one model. You will see that we have the scanner inside this device. We have as well a computer integrated in the system, and we are not using cables. So it means that the batteries are, you know, in the same model. So on the other side, the other scanner obviously is using a computer. We are using cables. I'm not going to say that's the traditional way of using 3D scanners, but you know, there are different models, different technology, and the idea is, you know, to be more productive when you are scanning, when you don't have some electricity, or in hostile environments that you don't have the conditions to scan. I think that's a good solution. That's a technical problem, guys. Have you ever used 3D scanning in the past? for some simulations? Yes? Can you tell us your story about 3D scanning? No? Okay, your hand, okay. Okay, we are almost ready. And there are bad applications as well. So, you know, I've been working in this industry for more than 10 years. So just to give you an idea, in Mexico we use coins. So I know that I have the skills to scan coins and to do the reverse engineering for that coins. Obviously, imagine that, you know, that is happening in my mind because I can do the reverse engineering of coins, but that's a bad application. Obviously, there are more other well, objects, let's say that, but you know, this technology and some software is not allowed for some countries. You can imagine, you know, the possibilities of this technology or the software in bad hands. So I'm not gonna say it, you know, more about that kind of application because I know that this session is being recorded. So, yeah.
That's like the best we could do.
Está bien, está bien. Sorry, guys. So you will see on the screens the screen that I have on this scanner. So what I'll be using is just to define the kind of technology that I'll be using to scan. What's your name?
Carlos.
Carlos. Okay. So I'll be using the infrared technology, which is a safe technology to scan human body, eyes, you know. Maybe it's not a metrology grade technology, but it's enough to scan human bodies. So as you could see, it's very easy to scan human bodies for these kind of simulations. I'm not sure if you pay attention to the slides, but when we are scanning human bodies, it takes less than minutes, you know, 5 minutes to run or to use this information to run some simulations. So we are just processing the information to get the mesh. Sorry guys, there is an issue with the screen, but you will see on this scanner, you know, that is almost ready. Somebody can.
You can grab it and hand it over.
It's like a mobile phone, so.
Just be careful. Sí.
Esa cómo la proyectamos.
Aquí lo conecto.
Si quieres ahora escanear todo el día. Sí. Y ahora escanea. If somebody wants to use the 3D scanner, we can teach you because it's very easy. Just you just need to keep a standoff distance, and that's I can say that's all. Who wants to use this 3D scanner? You're a bit shy, guys. Come on. As you know, for the orthesis that this guy is using, we can scan even his feet just to have the real shape of your foot. So if you want, we can do that.
I want.
Okay. That's a good volunteer.
Current condition.
Okay.
Okay. So how can I just stay?
Sí, pienso que sí.
I can stand this.
The problem is, well, you will have to keep your foot.
Okay.
But-
Don't move.
But do you want to be scanned or do you want to use the 3D scanners? It's up to you.
Oh, to scan.
Okay.
Okay. And then can I print my body?
Yeah, sure. Sí. So for this scanner, we'll be using some dots. These dots, markers, targets. You know, the market usually refers to these points in different by using different works. But at the end of the day, it's the same. We just need to add some markers around the parts. Obviously, we are not allowed to move the parts, but this is just as reference for the 3D scanners. So Abdiel will be doing just a quick introduction, some demonstration. You want to?
Yes, but
Okay.
well, you can now grab the scanner, and well, here on the screen you can see like this blue light. This means that you are like far from the object you want to scan. For example, that you should not put like your hand into the scan because it will be part of the scan. So now you just have to like move around and to graph like all the things that you want to all the geometries you want to acquire from the model. What is done to obtain the complete model of in this case, the drone, is that we should make like different sessions of scanning. Now we will get like this view from the drone. Then we should stop the scanning session and move the drone to get like the bottom part of the. For example, right now what just happened is like the position of the targets is not like the the best one. So the scanner got confused, and it is starting to grab like multiple drones. So we should stop and reset the scanning session. As I said, what this happened because of the positions of the targets.
So the scanner is capturing images. So every image is related to the next one.
Okay.
So if you go too fast, it means that at some point you lost track. And then you can scan slow. Every frame, is aligned to the previous one. So this way is you can start to parts to different. And the other thing is that we are using different cameras. So if we are scanning like this, maybe the distance from this camera to the table is, well, this one is the larger one, and maybe it's good to scan because you are keeping the same height to the object. Okay, or like this. It's up to you.
So you can play, you can push the play button and start the scanning again.
Exactly. Yeah.
Stop.
Yes. So you just capture like that view of the drone. We can now stop. Well, as I said, this is like the part what we obtain for the 3D scan, but there's like a lot of stuff, a lot of geometries that is needed to be scanned. So we should flip it to scan like the bottom part of the drone, and then with the software we can fusion those two meshes into one complete model. Yes, that's what I'm. And you can start scanning again.
If I attach this sticker in my body,
Not really, because you are breathing. So these markers are only for rigid objects.
then at the last of this session, can I scan my body?
Yeah, sure. You can scan your body even by using this 3D scanner.
I'll just scan my body. And is it all?
Yeah, but
Can I go now or?
you want to be scanned right now or not? Or after this session? Okay, okay.
I'm very shy.
So what IDEEA is doing is aligning the scanning sessions. So the idea is to get only one scanning file. Obviously, there is a process in between to edit the table or the information that is not the object. So where is my 3D scanner? Okay. Okay. I'll be using that scanner because that has the power to scan small details with good resolution. Okay. Just 1 minute. Yeah. Is there any object you want to scan? Not human bodies, not food. Like a physical object? So for that exercise, obviously, there are some information that's still missing, but the idea is to keep scanning as much as we have all the data from the object.
Sí.
Okay, guys, for this exercise, I'll be scanning the same drum, obviously using laser technology. This time, we'll be able to capture even the intrinsic details or, small details that the part has. So if somebody wants to try scanning with this device, I'll be so happy to guide you through the process. So the idea of this exercise is to know that it's not difficult to scan. It's more about keeping the good distance, just to remember some key concepts as well. So in these times, we will not be able to capture translucent parts like crystals, like glasses. Obviously, there is a technique to scan those parts, but we'll be able to scan, even the shiny parts or the small details. So, lo primero, what's your name? Eder, okay. Okay. The first step is to scan the markers, which is the reference. Okay. So for this, you will see the start button. So keep the scanner on the left side on the screen. You will see, just hold, release the button. That's enough. This is the standoff distance. Okay. So you need to capture all the markers. Hold it. So it's very easy just to make that process. You can move the scanner by using different angles, just to see the markers from different orientations. Okay. Try to keep the distance. Okay. Okay. Once you're ready, just we need to process those points. So this is the command to process the frames and the points. And the next step is just to go scanning by using laser. So in this case, we need to define, let me define the resolution. Mm-hmm. So on your screen, you will see all the information. You are too close. Okay. Keep. Mm-hmm. Sorry, guys. Unfortunately, we cannot share the screen. But Eder is scanning pretty well, so we trained him some minutes before. Try to move the scanner in different angles. Yep. So what the scanner is, just capturing many images and using those markers as reference to link those images. That's a good way to see 3D scanning for this kind of technology. You ready? Yeah. Just hit the play button. But this time we need to erase some information like the table and the markers. So we have this option. It's like a cutting plane. I will select once again the information.
I can start it again?
Yes. So you remember the steps? First, scanning the markers. Keep the good distance. Okay. Need to process those points. So first we are scanning those points. We need to process the markers, targets, and afterwards we need to go scanning. Okay.
So how can we know which resolution we need to use?
Okay, that's a good question. He's asking what's the resolution we need to use or how can I define the resolution? If you're using 3D scanning for simulations, maybe you don't need a good resolution. So in the previous exercise when we were scanning human bodies, obviously I didn't want to see the eyelashes or some small details. For me, to run that kind of simulations, it's enough to have the shape of the human body. That's enough. So in that case, we don't need high resolution, maybe the point distance to get or to capture that information with 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters is enough. But for this part, If I want to scan the small details like threads or some fillets that the part has, maybe I need to use a good resolution. So remember, resolution means the point distance. So maybe for this drone, I'm using a 0.4 millimeter resolution. So it means that every 0.4 millimeters, there is another point, and the point cloud is generated by that distance. Okay, much better. So in this exercise, we were doing some sessions too, to be honest. So we need to align that information. So that's the step that Abdiel did for the other scanner. So obviously the software will try to make that alignment, but we have some options to do the manual alignment. So So for the last part, I just need to select some points that that are the same in the other session. So like this. So sometimes it's a bit tricky when you don't have enough data, but I think I can success.
Yeah. Oh no.
Somos. Yeah, I think so. So the only way to see if you are missing information is just to look at the image.
Okay.
So you see the part when it's not in blue. Obviously, you need to add another scanning session, but for this exercise, it's good enough.
So we need to choose the points with enough information.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So take the scanners, and if somebody wants to see the information. So guys, for this activity is very easy to scan, but if you want to scan something or if you want to be scanned, we can share with you the output files. And if you have a 3D printer at your home, obviously you can't 3D printing yourself. So
Okay, so thank you all for your attention, guys, and sorry for the technical problems we had. But also, thank you, Engineer Luis, for your presentation, and just give a round of applause, please. I'm not sure what are the instructions, Eduardo, if you could help me right now. I think we have like some more time. So where's the 3D scanner? It is right here. So when you finish, please just hand it to the people at the back.
Thank you, Abdel. Thank you, everyone, for attending the session, and thank you for the engineer. Another round of applause, please. So now, for this next phase, we need to move to the classrooms that are assigned for each team for start working in your prototypes or your presentations. You can see in the webpage, in the main part, a map where the locations are, and you can, once you're there, you can find in the signs what teams have been assigned. You're gonna share a room for 2 or 3 teams, maybe. Well, thank you for everything.